And we know that happy marriages require work from both spouses to be successful. But what does a wife need from her husband? Let's talk about that and much more here on this episode of Couples Pursue Live.
Couples Pursue.
Hello, this is Vincent
And Valerie
Woodard. And on this episode of Couples Pursue,
we're going to talk about 3 important things your wife needs from you, guys.
Yes. And look, I believe this topic is going to shed some light on some things that maybe your wife wanted to tell you, men, but couldn't quite figure out the best ways to. And so if you get this like video in your like DMs or your messages, or you might just get your name tag on this video, don't be offended, because we're going to share some good stuff here. Just going through the notes, it enlightened me. So if you think this video would be something that you'd be interested in, or someone else would be interested in, I urge you to share. Also hit that like button, smash it, and leave a comment and let us know. We're going to list 3 things like my wife said, but it's not all inclusive. It could be so many more, but this is just the 3 that we felt we wanted to deal with in this topic right here. So baby, give it to me. The 3 important,
3 of the most important things.
Yes. Your wife needs from you. Needs from me. Spill, baby. What? Look, first. Go ahead.
No, you go.
I'm just saying, the first one I got.
Tell us how it came about.
I asked my wife. I said, "Baby, the topic for this week's episode. Actually, we tried to do this last week, but technical difficulties. It didn't quite work out. But I said, baby, I got a good one. I got a good one. I want to know the 3 most important things that a wife needs from her husband." My wife was like, "Okay." I said, "But I need you to, I need you to send to me in a text so I won't get it wrong, Or she could just tell me about it and I'd probably type it in wrong, whatever." I said, "Send it to me in a text." And see, my wife is a thinker. She's like analytical. She's like, she likes to, plan, and, she do things and thoughts, especially wordplay and stuff like that. I said, "Baby, I need my top 3 things." She said, "Bam, this is what I need." I said, "Okay."
Well, to be fair, you told me that night as we were preparing for bed.
Okay.
And I sent it to you first thing next morning. I believe that's what happened.
Okay.
But it did. Sometimes he has a much longer turnaround period than that. So I was quick to respond, and I thought about things that I would want, and then I thought about the conversations that I've had over the years with women, younger, older, etc. Things that I hear, common theme in movies and songs, etc., etc. And there were 3 things that are undoubtedly important to me. And we'll start with number 1. Number 1 is I need your undivided attention.
The what?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Your undivided attention.
Undivided attention. Now, when I first heard that, my first reaction was like you wanted to be able to just share about your day, or maybe vent, or maybe you want to be able to, not me to be the only one that come in the house, and baby, you like, how was your day, and just be able to tell you everything that went on with my day. It was a little different though, the way that you said it. Your undivided attention means,
to me, your undivided attention means that you listen to me with your eyes, with your ears, body, with your heart. It also means that when I'm talking to you, I'm speaking to you, that you care about what it is that it's important to you that I have something to say, and that you're able to retain what I tell you. Now, we got this running joke in our house, and I guess it's a joke, but oftentimes I tell my husband something and he doesn't remember what I've told him. And that it used to cause a lot of commotion, arguments, disagreements, because I would feel like if you cannot retain what I'm telling you, what that translated to me was I'm not really listening to you. What you have to say is not important, or I'm tuning you out. And he is pretty good at being laser focused and tuning people out. I don't want to be that person, you know? And I guess that can be a good thing because I'm the opposite. I tend to absorb whatever's around me. I can hear a conversation in the next booth, 2 booths over. I don't want to hear that if I'm in a restaurant, but I do. And so then I have to do a lot more pushing the process out all that information so that I can concentrate on what's going on with me. But bottom line is, I want my husband to listen to what I'm saying. And I don't want him to ask me the answers to questions that I just told him.
Yep. Guilty.
Because that means you weren't listening. Yeah. If you're on your phone, you're not listening. If you are, I don't know, sweeping the pool, you're not listening. If you are looking through a magazine or a book, you're not listening.
You say a magazine?
They do.
Oh, okay.
A newspaper. They still sell newspapers too. Magazines and books. Physical, tangible print. You know, all of the. If you're watching the game, you're not listening. Note to self: don't talk to him while he's watching the game. Note to ladies or gents: if your wife is into sports, I am not.
No.
Well, pickleball, I love that. But other than that, I don't watch sports. But that's very important to him, and that's not a time that I should feel like I need to spill my.
Not more.
That's the right answer. That's the right answer. But if it's like March Madness and I'm trying to talk to you about something, I probably need to wait.
Yeah.
Because though you will listen or pretend to listen, though I'll say try, you'll make an effort to listen, you probably will not retain what it is that I'm saying to you.
Yeah, the retaining part. Yeah, because there's no because. Explanation is I know sometimes I can get trapped on, okay, this is an issue. My wife has an issue that she's trying to work through or she's trying to solve. And I've learned to not really try to solve every issue that comes to me, you know, unless she asks for, babe, what do you think about this?
Right.
I've learned to, you know, to hear the whole, you know, story unfold. But my mind still finds a way, like a squirrel with a nut. It hears something. I'm like, oh, we can do this. This is all in my mind. We can do this and that, and then if this happened, and then what that, and then I look back at my wife.
And I'm still talking.
Yeah.
And I'm finishing the B and C part of my conversation, and he has gone off on a tangent with A, and so he doesn't recall. He might get bits and pieces, and what happens with me is I then will become not as much as I used to in the past. I don't even mention it as much. He doesn't do it as much. But we'll become very frustrated because I'm like, I just told you the answer to that question. Why are you asking me for things that I've already given him? Let me just clarify. If your husband or wife has cognitive issues, they have issues with memory, if they have had TBI, traumatic brain injury, if they're dealing with pre-senile dementia, or if they are going through mental health struggles, which will sometimes affect the memory and things like that. This is something you should expect. But my husband is fine. He's very healthy. He has a great memory. And so that's not the case. And so, it's important that you listen to me. And also that I listen to you. I've learned to stop what I'm doing. You know, if it's a conversation, that's one thing. If it's a question, or you know, it's just clarification. Are you going to work today? Yes. Is yes or no? Okay. But yeah, are you going to work today? Well, I'm going to work today, but first I have to do X, Y, and Z, and blah 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 blah. And I have a tendency to go, and remember, such and such and such. And he'll be like, oh, she's going to work today. Back to what I And when I say, remember, I have this appointment after work. So then when I don't come home, we're coming home at a certain time. Mm-hmm. So don't check out before it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And no, but we did talk about. Mm-hmm. We did talk about, when we was talking about this conversation. I just want to, just put it out there.
You ready to fire me up, aren't you?
I just want to put it out there. There's some men out there.
I'm a talker.
Thank you.
Is that where you're going?
Yes.
Yes, I am a talker. And I have also learned to say, okay, I'm done. To let him know, okay, now is a good time to jump in. Or he'll say, okay, well, I'm just waiting because were you finished? And sometimes I wasn't finished. I am a person who is in many boxes at the same time. My husband is a person who likes to be in the one box. Clean up that box, sweep up, mop, get the duster, close the door, put the padlock on, then go to the next box. Mm-hmm. I have many doors open at the same time. I have many things that I want to talk about, that I'm dealing with, that I am thinking and processing about. And so in order to be fair to him, I'm learning to rein in the number of things that I talk to him about at the same time, in the same conversation. Yeah. Because then I probably should not expect him to recall all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is that good, dear?
That is very good. I appreciate the disclaimer. I do, but I know that it's something that I need to work on, and I continually try to work on it, and I want to be able to give my wife the attention, not only that she desires, but I like listening to her. I like listening to her talk, her level of voice. I love listening to her talk, even when she's upset about something and venting.
I'm not irate.
It's just it's because she gives it's like a story. She gives me the background and also this played into it. But I say all that to say the retaining part is something that I'm working on because it's a matter of I don't remember. Or, say she brings something back, because, last year something, this, and you remember that right there, and I'm like trying to remember.
You're digging for that.
I don't know if I remember. No? Was it, were we living here? Okay. Never mind.
Then he might not say all of that, but he's thinking that.
Yeah.
And then if I'm still talking, he's missed something that I've said. Mm-hmm. I've given him the precursor, but then, he's thinking about that, and so when I'm telling him how it relates to what's present, he's still in that.
Yeah, we got that.
Period. Pen in that.
Undivided attention. Fellas,
attention.
Write it down, jot it, or go to the notes. I've written it down for you.
And if you give your spouse your undivided attention.
Number two.
To know that I can depend on you. Now, we've had a couple of conversations about what men want and need in a relationship. I believe it's one chapters or sections in relation masterclass. What a woman wants and needs. Of course, we always come from a biblical perspective and what the husband's responsibility is, vice versa. The man wants to be respected. For him, respect is love is respect. And for the woman, we want to be loved, want to feel, want to know where we're going to live. We want to know if we're going to eat. I'm joking about these things because we both, of course, contribute to our family. However, what's important for a woman is stability and security, and that does not always mean money. Yeah. Money is only a part of that. Finances are a part of that. But are you going to be where you said you're going to be? Are you going to do what you said you were going to do? Do you make promises and not keep them?
Exactly.
Do you
continuously?
Continuously.
Yeah, baby, not just to feel good.
Right.
Baby, we're going to work this out. What about pet peeves? In a movie, my wife looks at me, baby. You can't.
It's in the script. You can't change it.
One of my pet peeves when somebody says, "I promise you, I will be right back." And I'm like, you can't.
Are you going to find my brother's killer?
Yeah.
I promise you.
I promise you.
And he's like, oh, Lord. You can't promise. And for years, that was a word he would never use with me. It was like, I'm not going to promise you anything. He wouldn't say, I ain't going to promise you anything, but that was his stance. I'm not going to say that I promise you anything, because then if I don't do it, I got to hear about it. Right?
Well, yeah, to that effect, yeah. It's and I'm not quite sure.
Right.
If I can.
And then if I don't, you're going to be looking at me like...
it's like, I know my limitation is I'm not quite sure. You know, you say something, man, we're going to be together forever. That's what I want to be.
Oh, you going somewhere?
No, I'm just saying, you know. But we decide we want to have, you know, I don't know. I'm just saying.
I need you to finish that sentence because I don't know where you're going.
You decide I'm not enough, you know. Like, I got to have.
If I decide that?
Yeah, you decide. That's what that's the thing I'm talking about. But it's like, but even with that, it's like, you know, I know that I'm conscious of the fact that I don't want to say things or continue to say things that I'm not even quite sure about.
Right.
You know, and it's like I weigh those because I don't want to tell you something that I'm not 100% sold on.
Right.
You know, that I could do. Like, I don't know if I can better find Junebug's killer. You know, I go looking for him. I promise you that. I promise you that. Will I find them?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry, we went off.
We went off on a tangent. But you all know that line in the movie would say, will you find my brother's killer? You know, find my child. We're going to make sure. Well, you don't have any. You should not promise to do anything that you don't have full control.
Yeah.
Because you don't. You don't know. But what I know he can do is be loving.
That's right.
And be kind. Be responsible. Be loyal. Be consistent.
Yeah. And that's even say
that.
With the sentence, I'm finishing that sentence of, okay, so we have an affair or infidelity or whatever. You know, I can't say I leave. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know. I don't even know if I do that. Because I love you so much and I want this family to work. I want us to work. And it's probably, you know, I probably had a part to play somehow, some way. Now, I can't make her do anything. She can't make me do anything. But it's like I got to, you know, take the plank out my own eye and be like, you know what? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Well, why didn't you, you know, why did I do what I said I was going to do? I said I was going to love her for life. And am I loving her for life? Or did I take a break? You know, or did I take a pause? You know, was it a timeout? You know, I'll say all that to say, there's no deal breakers, you know, with that. I'm going to do I'm going to do the very, very best.
And you know, let's qualify now. My husband is not a person that I can just run all over top of. Now, if I decided I was just going to go be with somebody else, he either know I lost my mind or...
And that plays a part.
There's a problem.
That plays a part in it. It's like, well, you know, for it to get to that bad, for that point, know something is wrong.
Yeah. If I'm even giving another man my attention, he knows, okay, well, wait. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Let me look at these symptoms of
all
menopause
those nights to come
see.
home and not speaking, not talking. I'm going to give it a silent treatment. That'll show her. Yeah, that showed her all right. To know that she can depend on you.
Yes.
So that's what I'm talking about. It's like, if I say I'm going to work and I'm going to support and I'm going to provide, I'm going to do, you know, even if I got to pick up trash, you know, even if I have to work the worst job that I've done that. And I've run the worst job that I've done at work. And I'm just thinking to myself, okay, well, you know, I want to eat. My family want to eat. I'm going to work again tomorrow. I can't stand it, you know. But that job eventually got better. But it's just like the fact that I want to be her, you know, stone, her rock. I want her to be able to depend on me, to lean on me, and to be able to count on me, you know, emotionally and stability.
Yeah, emotionally, physically, financially. You are a great support to me. You're my biggest. you're a confidant, you're a friend. And people don't often realize how important it is for your spouse to fill those spaces. And I think we talked a little bit before about people having work wives or work husbands and having intimate relationships with the opposite sex. And I say intimate, I don't mean physical. I mean, intimacy starts with a conversation. It starts with sharing vulnerabilities, weaknesses. And
you said something good, that sharing things that you don't know, don't you share with your spouse?
Right.
Sharing things with someone else. Let someone else in those crevices and cracks.
No. There is a space. There is a force field around us.
Yes.
That is our bubble.
That's right.
You cannot get into our bubble.
That's right. This.
I don't care who you are.
That's right. This space right here, she got spaces all up in here. And people that know me, she oozes out of me. And I know I don't mean discussing anybody, but I'm just saying my wife is so much into me that someone can that would know me, they know her. It's never I didn't know you had a wife. No.
He's married? Yes, he is. No, nice to meet you.
Never that. If you know me, I'm not saying if you don't know me.
Right. Anyone who knows Vincent knows that I'm his wife.
Yeah.
And that's not because, he works at the type of, where he works, his office is within a facility that no one can just walk into. I've been to your office one time in the 25 years we've been together. It's that kind of place. They don't have, people off the street that frequent, but his co-workers, they know who I am and they know what I do.
The cleaning lady knows who she is. The people, my boss man, everybody.
They know about every accolade, probably every show, every engagement that I have, because I've been singing since I was a wee little girl, and we've recorded together. My husband has been my producer and manager, my husbander for years, and yes, so that is very true. And likewise, people may not know who my husband is, but they definitely know I have one. They definitely know that. And if a gentleman decides that he wants to approach me, one of the first things he's going to find out is that I am married. And I've told this before, but I once told a guy, I said, I'm so happily married, it would make you sick.
He asked you that. He said, are you married? You said,
yes, I am.
And he asked you that other famous follow-up question from a guy.
Are you happy? Well, what you gonna do if I ain't? What can you do for me? Person who I just met.
Okay. And you told him.
I'm so happily married that it would make you sick.
I like it.
Because people don't understand the kind of love that we have settled into, that we fought for, that we almost lost, that we were blind to, is the love that God means for a husband and wife to have. When we talk about husband and wives, I talk about the covenant being a threefold cord. It's like a braid. And if you have a braid, it's very difficult to pull one strand apart from the other without destroying it. And that is how we are. We are bound together. And we're bound together not just because we have rings of gold on our fingers, but because we're bound together in love. We're bound together by the covenant, by the promise that we made to one another and to God. And what people don't often realize is that even if you don't subscribe to, if you don't believe in a faith, you don't believe in Christ and Christianity, history has shown that it is much, much easier or much more difficult for people to separate once they have decided to divorce. It is a ripping, a pulling, a tearing apart. Even if they want to be apart from the other person, the process of removing them from your life, removing yourself from their lives, separating all of your things, and remembering what they were like, what they smell like, what they look like, the remnants of them that remain in your relationship is proof that it's more than a physical coming together. It's more than that. And so I believe that's the way that it's meant to be. And that's the way it is. The Woodards are we are one.
Mm-hmm.
We should be.
They'll know that she can depend on you.
Yeah, independent.
Number three.
Number three.
And the last one.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest and faithful.
Honest and faithful. Now, honesty includes omission.
Mm-hmm.
My husband is a good guy. You know, I don't worry about this, but this is important to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to a lot of women. I think it's important to most women. You know, we live in a day and age now where some women are like, well, I don't need no man, and I don't, you know, all of this. Well, I may not need a man. I can survive without my husband. God forbid if something happened to him, I know God is going to take care of me. I have skill and ability to care for myself, to take care of myself, but I want my husband.
Mm-hmm.
I want him in my life. But I also want him to be honest and faithful to me. It's not it's not under any circumstance that I agree to stay with him. For instance, he couldn't abuse me. And I say, oh, well, that's husband. So no. But it's very important that if I ask you a question, you give me an answer. You don't try to make up something. You don't try to, you don't tell me part of it and leave out the other part, even if you think you're doing it to protect me. That's dishonesty.
Yeah.
I should be able to handle whatever it is you have to tell me, even if it's something about myself. I should be able to handle that, and vice versa. So be honest. Don't leave out things. Oh, well, I was trying to protect you. You're not protecting me. Lies don't protect me. Lies don't protect me. Lies deceive. And if you feel comfortable being deceptive, that's an issue for me. And to be faithful is not just to be faithful in not having a physical relationship with someone else, not having intercourse, but being faithful in that, back again to that bubble, that no one comes before me and no one comes before him. That is a promise we've made to one another, forsaking all others. We cling to one another. So if anyone thinks that they can come try to infiltrate, you know, try to tell him something about me or try to tell me something about him. Oh, no. I know the character of he knows my character. And we need to make sure that we honor that we don't share with the opposite sex things about our spouse that would that are not necessary. There's certain things people just don't need to know about your husband or your wife, and sharing those things, it's a violation of their privacy. So be faithful to your spouse in that you don't demean her or share her weaknesses or comments. Other people ask you, be honest about. If she asks you how you feel about something, be honest, and by all means, please don't be this guy. Well, I'm just honest, brutally honest. You know, you ask me, I'm gonna tell you. Well, okay, you can be honest, but you don't have to be honestly rude and honestly tactless and honestly abrasive. You can say what you need to say, even if it's something that you know, that may alert her to the fact that she might need to make some adjustments. You know, that you notice something is different. And I'm not just talking about physical. Many things happen in our lives, and during the course of 25 years, we've had very many experiences that we could share. But honesty has honestly been the best thing for us, and being able to be vulnerable with one another. Because if you can, number one, listen to and give each other your undivided, and number two, I'm getting ready to be faithful. But number two, make sure that your spouse can depend on you. This can go both ways. And number three, be honest, faithful. Those things in itself will sustain you in every situation that possibly come against it.
That's so good. That is so good. So hopefully you got something from this, and hopefully it was able to help men and women. I believe that we started Couples Pursuit with the mode of being transparent, helpful, and because some things we've been through, a lot of things we've been through, probably everything we've been through, is for to lead us to a point right here, now, to be able to help someone else make it through. Because we was in a position, and you heard our testimony before, we was talking about separating and divorcing, and we didn't divorce, but we was emotionally separated, living in the same house, and
we were physically separated, living in the same house for
too.
about 6 months.
And so we've been through, and we are able. This is what all these videos about. All these videos, y'all see, they keep making videos. Man, we have so much, because we know there's somebody right now, unfortunately, that might be going through a situation that we can help you with. And that's why we started Couples Pursuit. And if you desire to, need some more advice, need some more coaching, and we're not therapists, but we are able to help you because we actually been through it. We know, what you're going through right now. It's not just a book theory. We know what you're, a lot of things. And the things that we might not know, I believe that we can give you the tools to help you make it through. So if you decide to work with us, just want to know a little more about us, give us a call. You can go to our website at couplespursuit.com //talk. And that'll lead you to a place where you can just book a call, a little calendar that we have, see what openings we have, and we'd love to talk to you.
Absolutely. Like you said, there are many couples that are going through turmoil, difficulty, indifference in their marriage, and feel like, oh, well, I don't think this is going to work, or there's nothing I can do, or he's never going to change, or she's never going to change. And we have thought all of that. And again, like my husband said, to the brink of divorce, discussing dividing up property, how we're going to handle the children, sleeping in separate rooms, and all of the angst and the frustration combined with, for us, the love that was still there, but the indifference, the difficulty that we couldn't see through, the stumbling blocks that we kept tripping over, the obstacle that were pride and frustration and ignorance, like truly not knowing some things. We learned how to surrender to what's right rather than who is. And we learned that the biggest thing we could do for one better. And I will not promise you, because you shouldn't promise things you don't know if you can deliver. But I am pretty sure that if you were to apply the principles that we applied to our relationship, our family, it's going to enhance your relationship. It's going to improve your communication, and that will trickle down to your children, family. That's
a promise. You can't go wrong with intentionally pursuing your spouse. I think that's a problem.
It's important to me that he's happy, healthy, thriving, satisfied, and fulfilled, and all of those things. Even though it's not my responsibility to make him happy, I'm a part of his happiness, and I can contribute to that. I definitely should not get away from that. And part of the joy of marriage is that we get to share this life together.
We get to do marriage together. That's good.
We want you to feel the same love and compassion that we do, despite how far away we were from this bliss years ago. Wow, you wouldn't believe it, but give us a call.
And
give us a call.
It definitely just starts with you. Starts with recognizing your things you need to work on, because a better you makes it better. Better me makes it better we. It's either or.
Right.
She said the same thing. So,
right.
Yeah. That's good. That's
yes.
good.
So thank you for joining us. We probably have gone a little bit over time, but we thank you for being with us again. And we pray for you that the Lord bless you and keep His face shine upon you, be gracious to you, give you peace, open your heart and your mind to receive the love that He has for you, and also to remember the love that you have for your spouse and that your spouse has for you. We pray that you just dig into the possibility that it can live, that it can survive, and that you can. Don't draw any lines in the sand because I'm not going to put up with this or that, because then you set up an obstacle for you to trip over. You set up boundaries, and you set up temptation for the enemy to come in and say, well, I'm going to present the situation, and surely he or she will leave. There's nothing that cannot do together. You stay together and love one another. Having said all of that, we just we hope to see you here again next time. And until then, enjoy. We'll see you again on Couples Live.
Bye.
Bye.